Hey everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, back for another retro review. It's time to review one of my all-time favorite films, and that is Mortal Kombat. That is the 1995 film Mortal Kombat, which of course was based on the popular video game franchise of the same name. I just watched this film again for this review, and this film is still and was and still is and will forever be awesome. I love this film. This film had everything. I love the cast. I love the story. I love the director, Paul W. Anderson, in my opinion, his best work. And I loved the soundtrack, the fight choreography, everything. One of the best action films of all time, and one of my all-time favorite films, and it still holds up today. It still holds up today, and that is Mortal Kombat 1995. I saw this film for the first time in 1997, and I've been a huge fan of this film ever since. I think it was 1995 or 1996 where I saw the trailers. 1996 when I saw the trailers for the VHS release, and I remember just being hugely into the Mortal Kombat franchise at the time. And you know how excited I was to know that the video game and cartoon series was now a movie, was now a live action movie, and I've just been a huge fan of it. I've just been a huge fan of this ever since. I actually like this more than the original Mortal Kombat. That's Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. My favorite Mortal Kombat games are Mortal Kombat 4, Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, and DC. 2011 is also pretty awesome, and the new one, Mortal Kombat X, looks real good. But this right here, from the Mortal Kombat, the sequel and the cartoon series and the Conquest television show are my favorites from the Mortal Kombat franchise. And this film was awesome. The plot is that in every generation there is a tournament, and a few warriors are chosen to participate in this tournament to protect our realm, Earth realm, from the forces of Outworld. Raiden has enlisted the help of Liu Kang. Raiden, the god of thunder and lightning, has enlisted the help of Liu Kang, a renegade Shaolin monk, Johnny Cage, a movie star, and Sonya Blade, a U.S. Special Forces agent, to defend the realm of Earth from the forces of Outworld, led by Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung and his warriors have won 9 Mortal Kombats. This right here was the 10th Mortal Kombat. If they win this tournament, they will fully be able to invade Earthrealm. That's the plot of this movie. The movie, of course, starts off with Liu Kang's brother Chun squaring off with the main antagonist Shang Tsung, and Shang Tsung brutally kills him by stepping on his back and taking his soul, and telling Liu Kang that he will be next. Liu Kang wakes up from that. It turns out that was just a nightmare of what really happened. Liu Kang wakes up from the nightmare and hears that his brother is dead, and to return to the Temple of the Order of Light. Then we cut to Sonya and Jax looking for Kano and chasing some agents who might have some connections to him. After Sonya wounds one of Kano's minions, the minion tells it cuts to Johnny Cage. And we see Johnny Cage filming a movie, and is considered a fake by most critics, and he is determined to prove he is real. Mr. Boyd, who is really Shang Tsung in disguise, grants him a invitation to the Mortal Kombat tournament to prove that he is not a fake and that he is for real. Then it cuts to the main antagonist, Kano, it took Shang Tsung and Kano and Shang Tsung reveals his plans for Sonya and reveals that he wants Kano to humiliate Sonya but not kill her because he has special plans for her, and that if he disobeys his orders he's going to need to see an eye dog. And then of course Liu Kang meets up with Johnny Cage after a funny, awkward meeting. They go to her Sonya Blade also boards that Liu Kang and Johnny Cage go onto a boat, which Sonya also boards, knowing that Kano is on that boat too. After she sees Kano board the boat, this boat takes them to a private island where Raiden explains more about Mortal Kombat and the mysterious challenges they'll be facing: Sub-Zero, Scorpion, whom they encountered on the boat. Shang Tsung tries to break the rules of Mortal Kombat by having his warriors attack Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya, but Liu Kang and Johnny Cage in an awesome fight easily defeat them, and Raiden interferes before they can start up again, and the tournament starts, and Liu Kang defeats an African American looking warrior played by Hakeem Austin from WMAC Masters, a martial arts martial arts fantasy show from back in the day. And Shang Tsung takes his soul. Then Liu Kang fights. Then of course Sonya fights and brutally kills Kano with her leg grab move. Then of course Johnny Cage is in the forest and he encounters Scorpion. After Scorpion chases him with his spear, Johnny Cage runs into Scorpion and knocks him out and charges into him with a flying kick, and they go to Scorpion's lair where they do battle. And after a hard battle, after Scorpion takes off his mask and reveals a skeleton head. He blows fire at Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage picks up a weapon of a vanquished warrior and cuts Scorpion up, and Scorpion blows up. And as a nod to the game, you see Johnny Cage's friendship fatality there. Then it cuts back to Liu Kang, who defeats who defeats Kitana, whom he met earlier. And Kitana tries to give him some words of wisdom from the fight, tries to help him win the fight, much to the disappointment of Shang Tsung. Then he fights Sub-Zero in an awesome fight and actually beats Sub-Zero. So Sub-Zero goes for his finisher, his ice move, and Liu Kang overwhelms his ice move by throwing a bucket, which acts as a spear, and impales Sub-Zero and freezes him to death. Next, Goro enters the competition and crushes all the Mortal Warriors. Then fights Art Lee and Johnny Cage's friend in a fight and brutally destroys him. And Shang Tsung takes his soul. Johnny Cage then decides to fight Goro after some words of wisdom from Raiden, decides to confront Goro himself to end this before Goro can finish them off. Johnny Cage easily defeats Goro by knocking him off by first using his signature split punch, then running way into the mountains. Goro follows him, and Johnny Cage, after some one-liners, kicks Goro. Then a brief fight ensues there, and Johnny Cage throws Goro off the ledge, and Goro falls to his presumed death. Shang Tsung tries to cheat by kidnapping Sonya and saying he will fight Sonya as his final challenger, and takes her to the Emperor's castle. Raiden cannot follow, but Liu Kang and Johnny Cage do. They follow there, and Liu Kang later ends up fighting Reptile, and after a hard battle defeats him with the flying kick and the bicycle kick, and stomps on Reptile as he prepares to escape the statue. They meet up back with Kitana. Kitana explains whose side she's on and what happened to Outworld, and how she wants to prevent from what happened to Outworld. She wants to prevent what happened to Outworld from happening to Earth, and she tells him that the Emperor caused all this. Then of course Liu Kang and Johnny Cage and Kitana enter the Emperor's castle to rescue Sonya in disguise before revealing themselves, and then Shang Tsung tries to challenge Johnny Cage. Liu Kang instead accepts the challenge, and Liu Kang fights Shang Tsung in a climactic battle. Shang Tsung then uses the soul of vanquished warriors to fight Liu Kang. Liu Kang easily defeats all of them. Then next he faces his worst fear, which is Chan. Shang Tsung turns into Chan. Liu Kang eventually sees through it, and Shang Tsung ambushes Liu Kang and overwhelms him. But Liu Kang quickly gains the upper hand and holds Shang Tsung while the soul Shang Tsung has departs from his body, and Liu Kang easily defeats Shang Tsung by knocking him onto the pit with the spikes, and Shang Tsung dies, and all the souls he released, including Liu Kang's brothers Chan release, and they live happily. And then of course they go back to the temple to celebrate. But instead the Emperor Shao Kahn is waiting, and the film ends with each character getting into the fight pose. Like I said, this was an awesome film, awesome story, awesome fighting. I love the characters. The humor was there. Johnny Cage was funny. I love Johnny Cage's character in this film. He's the comedy relief, and Liu Kang was the strong, stoic warrior with the comical side, kind of like Bruce Lee from Way of the Dragon. And Sonya was the serious straight woman to Johnny Cage's cocky personality, and also portrayed the American. Also, both Johnny Cage and Sonya portrayed the stereotype of American. When Raiden's explaining all this stuff about Mortal Kombat and the Emperor and stuff, Johnny Cage and Sonya don't believe it, but Liu Kang, the Asian character, does, because that's always the story. And of course, you got Trevor Good, the late great Trevor Goddard, who was awesome as the stereotypical dim-witted but strong and brutal and cunning warrior Kano. Then of course Shang Tsung as the powerful, weak but formidable fighter, sorcerer Shang Tsung, an opportunistic fighter Shang Tsung. The only problems I had with this film were Sub-Zero and Scorpion. They were awesome in this film, but Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile really didn't do much in this film, other than they were just other participants in the tournament and henchmen to Shang Tsung, generic henchmen to Shang Tsung win. And I also didn't like the whole plot about them being slaves under his power when in the games that Scorpion and Sub-Zero chose to serve Shang Tsung, and they put differences aside until after the tournament. And of course, I didn't like Reptile. Reptile was pretty much right, pretty much accurate. I didn't like Reptile being killed off though, but this is a movie, and somebody has to die. So yeah, this was my review of Mortal Kombat. I also love the memorable techno theme, the Mortal Kombat, dun, 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 fight, dun, dun, dun. I love that. I also love the series of rock and roll music they had in the outro, and the various background music they had playing throughout the what's his name? You had this Like I like because I think of a weapon when I hear it. This Lethal Weapon like music when Johnny Cage enters the scene. Then you have this brutal rock and roll club banging music when Sonya is chasing the Kano. Sonya's chasing Kano's henchman through the what's his name, and then of course you had this dun 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 dun. I think it's called Psycho Control, something like that. That played when Reptile and Liu Kang were fighting. And then of course you had the awesome song with Scorpion and Johnny Cage are fighting, and then the dun 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 during Goro's fights. So yeah, like I said, awesome film. In my opinion, this is Paul W. Anderson's best film. I don't like his Resident Evil series, but this right here is his best film, man. This right here was the best thing he's ever done, and I do wish he could have returned for the sequel. Like I said, this was my review of Mortal Kombat 19. This was my second review of Mortal Kombat 1995. I'm going to be doing my next. We're going to be doing my second review next, and that's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. All right, Doug. Dog out.